Guys, today I wanted to talk about what to do with your spare time, part 2. So last time we touched on income and how your side hustles can help you save some money and get you where you want to be. Because after all, money is just a tool and it's just a transportation vehicle to get you from point A to point B. And the more resources you have, the smoother the transition. But one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot is expenses. So I don't know about you, but I like living in a house, in an apartment, in a home. I'd rather live in a home than in a cardboard box. I mean, unless you're a nomad, right? So we can't really do much about that unless you look for somewhere cheaper to live or you refinance your house. But one thing that you can do is shrink your bills. So what you can do is turn off lights when not in use. If you got a leak in the backyard, your hose is leaking, fix it. Because all the things that we leave unattended and the things that we don't examine will inevitably stack up, and we'll see them at the end of each month with our bill. Another thing that we could do is refinance our bills. You could talk to your Wi-Fi provider, you could talk to your cell phone provider, and if they don't want to work with you, you have other options to look for. Insurance, especially if you're paying liability and you're paying a high price for liability, it's probably best to look for insurance elsewhere. Food, this is one of the biggest ones for me. So when I barely formed my family, oftentimes we'd be tired at the end of the day from work and everything, that the best thing, well, in my mind at the time, to do was get some Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, or a pizza, and boom, problem solved. Kids are fed, wife is happy, everything is good. And it's especially even more tempting to do this when the kitchen is kind of a mess and there's some dishes in the sink and you're like, I have to get through all of this and still prepare the food, and we'll probably end up eating food till later in the night. So it seems easy to convince yourself that, hey, fast food is the right way to go. But I'm here to tell you that in the long run, it's definitely not. I mean, unless you got it and, you're comfortable financially and it's not much of a big expense for you, well then okay. But one thing that I have seen is that we have been living healthier and we've been having more appreciation towards food, towards life, and more patience overall. Because if you think about it, we live in a society where we crave things fast, instant gratification, instant messaging, fast food, drive-through. We want everything right now. And so with this, perspective, we see, the time that we spend together as a family, prepping, cooking the food. You observe much more things and you have a bigger appreciation. And well, I don't know if you've ever bought food for a whole family, but if it's by yourself, it's like $10-20 for fast food. But yeah, when it's a family, it can go 30, 40, 50, 60 real quick. And imagine that every day, it will definitely take a big part of your paycheck. So that's something that we've been doing better about. And there's days where we falter and we have a lazy day, but we try to get rid of that, because what definitely has helped us is building up a menu. So when you build a menu, you pretty much filled in food for each day of the week, and you'll know what items that you need to get from the grocery store. And you'll go to the grocery store, get these items, and you'll see more or less how much you're spending on groceries. And another thing that's helped me out is coupon clipping. So luckily now you don't really have to do much of the old school coupon cutting with the scissors. A lot of it is on your phone, especially Albertsons and Walmart. A lot of big chains have ways where you can save some money, and it may take a couple of minutes, but it's definitely going to help you. If you look for them deals, they are there. Like I said, in the grand scheme of things, you're going to see how much money you're saving each paycheck, and it's going to be like money that was never there. Because think about it, you were so used to overspending and just blowing your income, that when you actually see that, oh my gosh, now I have more money left over in my bank account, it's going to feel unreal. And so this is where it gets important. So once you have that little stack building up, don't make impulsive decisions. I know sometimes we see that sweater at the store, we see them shoes, you know, we see a little accessory that we may like, something cool online, but we have to refrain from making those impulsive decisions. Because yeah, we get the item or whatever, the thrill is gone, but once you made that decision and once you spent that money, there's no way of getting it back. I mean, unless you return it, but pretty much the money's gone. And unless it's something that's a good financial decision, I'd rather say just wait on it and wait till you're ready. And don't make a purchase, especially a high purchase, unless you know that you have almost 10x the amount to replace it, and that by you spending that, it won't make a significant dent in your pockets. So, I mean, this can be said about a phone, a video game, a gaming console, you know, whatever. You know, make your decisions wisely, because you know how long it takes to build that money, what you have to do to make that money, and to just spend it like that in the blink of an eye would be kind of silly. So that's something that has helped me, you know, putting things into perspective, writing things down, using an agenda, using a financial planner, because you get to see your expenses, you know, displayed in front of you. Because if it's just in your credit card, debit card, you're just gonna swipe until boop, declined, and then here you go all over again. But if you have a plan, you're able to move with more intention, and you'll be able to feel more in control. And that's a big thing, because sometimes we're like, what happened to my money? What happened to all of this? I feel like I'm just, you know, stuck in this loop. But if we're able to analyze what we're doing, those decisions that we make on impulse, we'd be able to better get a grasp of our lives, and this will help improve our financial situation. So, you know, think about your expenses, because, I mean, unfortunately, it depends on the job, but you can only make so much right now. But what you do have a good influence on and control of is how much you spend. And I don't know about you, but at the end of the week, I'd rather be left with positive income than negative income, and knowing that my next paycheck is going to go paying back my debts that I didn't have money to pay for this week. So just take that into consideration. You know, plan out every move, and understand that right now that you have spare time is the perfect time, because you're not a busy man that has all these things and all these resources, and you're like, you know what, I'd rather just pay for this than to like have to deal with it. Because you have the time to deal with these things, you have the time to grow, you have the time to educate yourself, and to, you know, to take it in vain, that'd be very disrespectful to not only the people that you love, but to yourself. So you know what, use your mind, talk to God, pray to God, and ask for more financial literacy, ask for more discernment, and for more self-control. And the more that you practice this, the better decisions you'll make, and the better you'll feel. So we're gonna go on part 3 on what to do once you stack it. So until next time, much blessings and love you guys.